Hey guys, this video is sort of a quick and dirty overview of ways to get podcasts into your classroom or your place of employment. Now, there are lots of options as far as recording your own voice. One that educators and just regular citizens alike prefer is called Audacity, and you can find it at audacity.sourceforge.net. Why do people like it? It's free, open source, cross-platform. This means that you don't have to pay for it, that it works on a PC or a Mac. You can download it to your computer and then use it to create a variety of audio files. Now you might be thinking, my computer already has a microphone. I can record myself. Audacity allows you to do multiple tracks, to mix sounds, to add music underneath, to edit, copy, paste various vocal tracks. It's really hard, quite frankly, to do a lecture all in one take. Audacity is what I use when I'm just doing audio for you guys. I use Camtasia for the videos like this, but that is software that I pay for. So Audacity is sort of, the free alternative when you don't need people to see what's going on. You just want them to hear what's going on. And as you hopefully saw with the lecture that I shared on VoiceThread, there are a lot of things you can do with just the sound of your voice. Something like this is great if you're doing a foreign language unit. You need to hear your students practice their Spanish, or maybe you're having them memorize parts of the preamble to the Constitution, and you want them to practice it. Something like Audacity, which allows you to do podcasts, might be your best bet. When you come to this page, it allows you to download Audacity. Look, I clicked it, it's automatically going. You can go to All Downloads, get it for Windows, get it for Mac. And once the software downloads, you have to install it. And so next what I'm going to show you is how Audacity actually looks on a computer and how you'd use it. So this is how Audacity looks on my Mac. I've downloaded it, I've installed it, I've opened it, and I've requested a new file. And so the menu at the top allows me to record. If you don't want to get too fancy, there aren't too many buttons you need to deal with. My source is an internal microphone. The computer I'm working on has one, so I'm fortunate in that regard. When I'm ready to start talking, I simply hit record. And I'll get this new menu. And you can see that as I'm talking and recording this video, I'm also recording audio. This is the sound of my voice. I just hit 13 seconds. And if at any point I decide, oh, I need to cough, I need to take a break, I can simply pause it. And then when I'm ready to start again, I unpause it, and Audacity keeps going. Once I'm completely done, I can hit this yellow button and stop. And then here is my podcast, 29 seconds of me babbling about nothing. I can always start it up again. I can add different tracks. But if what you're after is simply, you know what, I want to record myself explaining this latest training that we're going to do tomorrow. I want all of my coworkers to show up ready to go, and I don't trust that they're going to read the email that I sent. A podcast is something that people can download to their phones. They can listen to it over and over. They can pause it, just like any sort of audio file that you may be used to. Now, how do I get this to other people? Well, once I have my track done, then I need to export it. This is to put it into a file that others can understand. It's going to ask me this, what do I want to save it as? What do I want to call it? I have a bunch of options It defaults to MP3 files, and you should be familiar with that from any sort of music that you listen to. And I'm just going to call it sample. I'm going to save it. It'll ask, do I want to add all of this information? Do I want to say, oh, well, I'm the artist, and my track is ENGL3043, etc. I don't have to save anything. And then it exports. Once it's done, I will have an MP3 file on my desktop. I can email it to my colleagues or to my students and say, hey, here's an MP3 file. You can download this and listen to it in iTunes. You can download it on your phone and listen to it. But what if you want to create some sort of repository for all of your MP3 files, all of your podcasts? Well, if we go back in the course, you could just upload all of your files to Google Docs. That works as sort of a dumping ground for file sharing. You'd want to title all of your tracks really clearly. So if students were going in there, they would see, oh, this is May 23 math lesson, that's what I want, versus May 23 science lesson. But there are also some other options that I want to show you. There are actually several sites online where you can upload and host your podcast or your audio files. The one that I use personally is called Podomatic. I have an account here. I have different episodes. These are all of the different podcasts that I've done. And you'll notice there's a lot here for 3043, but I've also done podcasts for other classes. This is my English 3153 literary theory. If I know that I'm not going to be in class because I have a conference to go to, because I'm ill, I can send students a bunch of material, but it won't necessarily make sense. So when I have the time, I like to do a podcast and send that to students as well. Here's me explaining all this very high-level philosophical literary theory, a lecture, what you would have gotten in class if we'd both been able to be there. And Podomatic allows you to set up an account, to upload files, to add little icons if you want to, so they look cooler. Here's one that you're going to be dealing with. I'm going to go ahead and pause it before my voice starts. You can share it on Facebook. You can email it directly to people. You can embed it in a blog or a wiki. Now, this is part of why I'm showing you this week. Maybe what you want to add, your upgrade or update to a classmate's wiki, is some sort of audio. You send people the link. They can listen to it. You, as the creator, can decide, do they have to listen to it online, or can your users download it to another device? That might be really great for students or clients. They can take your lecture or your sales pitch and listen to it over and over on their own time frame. Another hosting site that's very popular, especially among educators, is called Podbean. And you notice it's just at podbean.com. I have an account here too. And it works the same way, that you can upload all of your audio to one centralized place and let people know, here's where you can go. So one of the things you need to think about this week for your discussion is, how could you use these audio options like VoiceThread, like podcasting, in your future career? What could this be useful for? Now, get creative. This is what I want to see. Try and think a little bit outside the box, because obviously you can use it for, lectures, because that's how you're experiencing it. What else?